Hey everyone, Twoneurons here, and I figured since I've been away during the pandemic due to work and personal issues, I would show you something I'm working on. And currently, in my personal projects, I am working on a fully replicated, so multiplayer, action RPG. I am taking my cues from the Soulslike games, in particular Dark Souls 3. And so if you're familiar with those games, you can invade other people's worlds or you can go and help them. I'm setting up a similar mechanic for use by other developers with this system. We have a save and load system which fully works, but we're going to start with a new game just so I can show you everything there is. And honestly, right now, in terms of the world, there's not much to see, but in terms of the mechanics, there's a fair amount. So we have an image of our character, and because of UE4 setup, in terms of what we can put on the marketplace, I have to use the default mannequin, otherwise there would be a tab to switch over to edit the face, but this is just to show other developers how to set it up. Also, speaking of the marketplace, as I said, I might want to include this in the market. Now, I might still do some tutorials from this system. I can't do a full tutorial on what's in here due to the fact that then I couldn't sell it on the marketplace. But I might do a partial tutorial. So I'm going to do an example soldier. So you can see our name. We can type it in as you just saw. I realize not all the icons are here yet, and I probably should put some spacers between HP, mana, and stamina like I have with everything else. But we have different classes. So ignore the print string. That's just for debugging purposes. And you can see as I change the classes, the stats change, the level change, HP, mana change. So you can see that there's some differences here. And again, taking my cue from Dark Souls. Start button doesn't have any text, I realize. Alright. So we have our nice little start animation, the character getting up. You'll notice on the bottom right, even though there's no icons or anything, we have our number of souls we have, which is currently 0. Top left, if you just saw the saved icon, our autosave system is working. We have an icon which hasn't been filled in. Our health bar, our stamina bar, and our mana bar. Of course, mana and stamina are the other way around. So if I walk, I'm not eating up any stamina. But if I start running, notice that my stamina starts to reduce. And if I stop running, I start to regain my stamina. We have two systems for picking up items, or for placing items. So the items to the left I know is a dagger, the item to the right is a sword, and another version of that same sword to the far right. So you can either spawn them in just as orbs, or with the full mesh. Now, of course, the collision notes won't be visible in full release, nor will that collision box down there. But let's take a look at this. So let's take up our dagger. So I've picked up a crude dagger. Again, no icon, which is why that box is a bit messed up. The box for the iron sword is closer to accurate. And I picked up an iron sword. Let's dismiss those. Let's open up the menu. I hit escape to do that. And notice that I'm still able to move around. Just like in a Dark Souls game, it doesn't pause when I open the menu. I can still do things. Just can't see what my stamina is. And I realize not all the icons are here, but we have equipment, inventory, status. This will be network settings, this disabled one. Down here will be quick items. And we have settings. So we can either click this to close, or we can hit escape. So in our inventory, we have the 3 items we've just picked up, plus a whole bunch of inactive slots. Now let's do our equipment. Let's equip that cruddy little dagger. Well, look, hey, I have a dagger. And now I have footstep sounds as well. The footsteps are more as an example. I might not be able to include them in the market release. And I'll definitely have to change out the animation. So these are all placeholders right now. So, let's take a look. If I swing with the dagger, you can see a debug sphere. That's just because I'm testing stuff out. There's the swing. I will be adding camera shakes and further sound effect cues, or at least points where people can add sound effects in. And notice that as I swing, it eats up stamina. Well, this is a really crummy dagger, but I might want a dagger at some point. But I might also want a sword. So I'm going to take one of the 2 swords. This, again, I realize the icons aren't there. Oh, and notice that it's changed my damage. we go back to status, which we didn't do earlier, the dagger is actually insanely powerful. It's my little cheat weapon. It does 1,200 damage. The right-hand weapon only does... The second weapon, the sword that I just equipped, only does 100 damage. So these are actually being calculated. These are stored. That actually should say, I think, 764 or something like that. Can't remember what I set. And again, all the icons are missing, but you can see it's calculated out various defenses. I am not sure how Curse got so high, but okay. I know that attunement slots is slightly wrong. This should be, I believe, 1 or 2 right now. I have to double check the math on why that isn't working correctly. And then, and I just worked out in my head why the math is incorrect. I've done a loop instead of a length. That's why. And then we have our defenses and absorptions, because I'm not wearing any armor. It's 0. Of course, you can see I've clearly taken my cue from Dark Souls 3, and, well, the Souls series in general. But you could change these out to whatever you wanted to make it match your game. If I go back to my equipment for a moment, I just want to point out these are the right-hand weapons. I realize the text isn't correct up there. These will be the left-hand weapons. These, which are not active currently, are your ammo. This will be armor. I just don't have any armor assets in right now to test it with. These will be rings, and these will be your quick items. I haven't decided if I'm going to use the Covenant idea in this that is in Dark Souls. And again, you can see all the stats over here. And while I had that up just to show I can still move around, you can still move around. All right, so with that shown to you, I just want to double check I haven't missed anything I want to kind of show off quite yet. Well, I had that second weapon equipped. Even though this is a godlike weapon, it's a dagger. Let's not worry about using it. So I'm going to switch to that second equipped sword I have, and there we go. It just switches. Now, we might want to put an animation in there later on. Here's a save point. And just like in Dark Souls or Jedi Knight Fallen Order, you have to activate your save points. So bonfires in Dark Souls. So if we interact with it, we light it, and we can use it in the future. We'll use it in a moment, though. Alright, hey, look, we have 2 enemies. And he's attacking. He's also following me. Or he will be following me. Not sure why he isn't. There we go. He's being really aggressive. He's only using one of his attacks. Why are you not following? I know why you're not following. So there's a bit of an engine bug, which I forgot to clear before I started this recording. So you can see that the debug sphere is for him. Now, you just notice that big sphere, my camera shifted. Well, I'm now target locked on him. I'm just going to lure him out of it. And you can see that red dot is my target lock. Well, if we hit him once, we do some damage. Because he can't follow me properly, we'll back up and hit him again. And we've taken him down. We now have 666 souls. Right? Now, let's walk over to our friend over here. Let's see if we're close enough to target him yet. Also, notice the second he died, my target lock broke. By the way, these 2 enemies are meant to represent invaders. They were just my test, which is why they have that red color. If they were friendly, there we go. You can see I'm locked on. If I move far enough away, it breaks the lock on. So, oh, I've already broken it. It wasn't close enough. There we go. We're locked onto him. Oh, no, we're not. We reset the camera. Now we're locked onto him. And again, if we move far enough away, it'll break, but I can also break it by hitting Q again. And I can recenter the camera by hitting Q a second time. So with him in range, it target locks to him. Let's move this way. If I hit Q again, it breaks target lock and recenters me. If I'm far enough away, it just recenters. Again, ignore the testing sphere. That is just for my own knowledge. There we are. We're locked onto him. Ooh, he hit me. He hit me again. Ooh, I did not keep my lock well. There we go. We've killed him before he killed us. And we have 1332 souls. I really wish I hadn't made the debug spheres persistent. But we have a fair amount of damage. So let's go rest at the bonfire and heal up. So we have that nice little animation. It loads in the area of the bonfire, so the testing area lower. I will be putting a testing area upper in to test the travel out. I just don't have it in, so right now that won't load anything. We don't have a level up system yet. That's the next part I'll be working on. But you'll notice it reloads the area. The weapons haven't reloaded. And because these are invaders, they haven't respawned. Now, the traditional enemy would respawn, but notice that my health is back. Also, because I think this is fun, well, what happens if I walk off this cliff? Ooh, I do some damage. Oh, yeah, no, we also have a roll and a run, too, and a backstep. Let me just do another one of those falls. And that took 102 damage, by the way, from that. Huh. I'm actually supposed to take less damage, but somehow took more damage. I think that is due to a small bug in the order in which things are running. But you can see we have fall attacks as well. By the way, why you're seeing red and blue is one is the player and one's the actual server. So let's rest again. There's our backstep, our roll. So, backstep, backstep. Notice how much stamina it's eating. We have our run. I'm going to wait for the stamina to recover a bit. There's our roll. And I'm going to, again, wait for the stamina to recover a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll get back down to this level and we'll jump. So we have a bit of a jump mechanic as well. It's not much of a jump, but it's meant to be a bit of a challenge. All right. So I want to show you one more thing. So I'm just going to rest at the bonfire real quick so I save. Oh, actually, I have two more things I want to show you. Let's go to our setting menu. So we can see I'm actually not really in full screen. Well, let's just go to windowed for a moment. Let's change our resolution. So if I scroll down now, I can accept changes. And you can see my YouTube channel in the background. Let's go back to full screen. I wasn't sure why that wasn't showing up earlier. Let's do full screen. Let's do it at my 2K resolution. So we accept changes. Ooh, that took a second. And we're at full proper screen. All right, I want you to look at two things. First, I want you to pay attention to this bar up here. I'm just going to change the shadows. Notice it's gone to custom. I'm going to go down all the way to low. Now, the other thing I want you to pay attention to is the shadow on the bottom of the screen. Accept changes. Notice the shadow has gone away. Let's bring it back. We have a smudgy little shadow. Let's do high. We have a slightly better. And let's do epic. We can also do the same for our view distance. Let's set that to low. And because we've done that, this is really hard to do with the menu open, actually, so I'm going to close the menu. Camera rotation stops working with the menu open. And I actually can't see as far out as I could before. I know it's a bit hard to tell, but I've been staring at this long enough to know where the end of that platform is. It's a bit blurrier than I'm used to. All right, let's open that menu back up. Set our view distance. Let's just put that back to epic. We can change them all that way. Let's mess with our visual effects. Look at the fire down there. Notice that it's gone a fewer puffs. Go to high and accept that. You got a lot more. So you can change your settings. The auto detect we'll set back to the default because the game will do an auto detect on start. Or Yep, sorry, I shouldn't say or. It is the default because it will do an auto detect on start and set the material that way. Close to reject changes. I haven't made any changes right now. I've already accepted them. Oh, no, I haven't. Why? Oh, I haven't implemented the close hook reject changes yet. We have VSync enabled. We will have an audio menu, an input menu. That will actually be the next thing I'm working on. Unfortunately, I was planning on releasing this for 4.16 to 4.26. I have to start at 4.17, I believe, to get the input menu to work easily. We'll have network settings, such as the password or playing offline. And then we'll have a time played, times killed, enemies killed menu as well, and this lovely feature. Please remember where my character's been standing for the last several seconds. So I'm going to quit the game, and now we've restarted the game. As mentioned, we have a save load system. You saw it saving earlier. So you can see I have a bunch of other saves where I'm testing things out. I will be fixing this so they actually all align properly. But let's click the character I just did, which is the example soldier. And notice he spawns back on the stairs. He spawns with the first item in his inventory, not the sword that I had equipped. But the sword is still there. In fact, all our items are still there. So our inventory correctly saves. Notice the enemies haven't respawned. Notice the bonfire is still active. And the 3 items we had down here are now gone. So I just wanted to show you this and get your opinion on it. Hopefully I'll be done in the next couple of months and I'll be able to have this on the market, or at least a few more tutorials I can take from the series. That said, I hope you have a happy new year and a wonderful day.